Such a nuanced character vis-a-vis, somebody who's just a glamour doll, or somebody like in Tiger 3, you're continuing a character which you have played before, and
Continuing a character which you have played before, and
yeah, hi.
Left, on the
Yeah,
left.
meeting after a long time. Katrina ji, how was the experience of playing such a nuanced character vis-a-vis, somebody who's just a glamour doll, or somebody like in Tiger 3, you're continuing a character which you have played before, and doing all the action as well.
I think I see things a little different, perhaps. I actually think that the character of Zoya is one of the strongest female characters I've ever had a chance to play. And I think, especially in Tiger 3, it was so beautifully nuanced and so well written by Manish Sharma. And I thoroughly enjoyed being able to play that character. But that world, that film, and that character has its own charm. A character like the character I'm playing in Merry Christmas, it's a different world. It's a different tone. It's a different language. It's a different pace. It's a different rhythm. So coming into that world, which was Sriram Raghavan's world, the first thing that I needed to do was to come in with an open mind. We had been discussing this film for a good, I think, almost a year and a half before we got on the set. And the first thing Sriram sir asked me to do was to write a backstory of who this woman was. The character's name is Maria, and he told me, like you heard earlier, that he gave about a 20-minute narration, and he asked me then to write Maria's backstory. Where was she? What drove her to to become the way she is? What did she feel? What had happened in her life? So that whole process was an extremely helpful process, I think. We worked very hard before coming on set. I did a lot of workshops with a few different people. Sriram sir had a workshop with us as well. So I enjoyed this kind of a process. It's not all the time that you get to rehearse the scenes with your co-actor and to be able to do that over a few days. So for me, this was a really fulfilling experience. A lot of work went into the preparation, and I think, I hope that it's come out the way that we had all hoped for and the way that Sriram sir envisioned it.
Hello.
Yeah, when you have a
Sorry, I
one-on-one
didn't
film like
understand
this, would you prefer this kind of cinema, like more, like say on a, when you're
Intimate.
yeah, rather than like say magnum opus all the time, which you're more, where people are more accustomed to watching with you.
I think that as an actor, you're looking to tell a story and be part of a story which is really interesting. And for me, Merry Christmas ticked all those boxes. It was a really unique journey, a unique story about two fascinating characters. And the minute I heard it, I was hooked. I'm not observing or I'm not calculating. That goes into calculating. Of course, there are high octane, big action drama films, and that's wonderful. That's a certain type of cinema. But there are also more intimate, unique stories to be told, and that story has to be told at a scale that is suitable for that particular kahani. And I think for an actor to be able to do both is what we're supposed to be doing and what I personally enjoy doing. And like I said, for me, this was a Sriram Raghavan film that I thought had a fantastic story, and I was excited to be part of the journey. It was a very interesting journey, actually. There's many parts of the journey that even Sir has not shared yet. There were many twists and turns, even in the journey of making...
Shooting of it, yeah.
Even before we got on set, it had a lot of, had a life of its own. And when it finally kind of landed up as me and Vijay being in the film, the first day of kind of interaction for me was very fascinating. The minute I heard Vijay describe and talk about a scene, I instantly realized, okay, this is a person who sees things in such a unique way that I can never see a scene in that way. And for me, that was really exciting, to be able to come together and work with people who very evidently see things completely different to the way I would have a take on something. And for all three of us to come together, and Sir does a lot of rehearsals, and we would do the workshop on the actual set for about, I think it was a week before we started shoot. And I was always like, so sir, when do we start? There was no commitment of when we start. We'll start when it's ready, when he's feeling it. And I think that process was very unique for me as an actor and extremely, it was extremely magical, I think, to be able to have been a part of this process of Merry Christmas.
Yeah, this one's nice on the report card of your own also, that you've done. But you were very true about him looking at it in a very unique way. He mentioned about the elephant, but not once did he say the grey color. It was red or green. So I realized when you were talking about the elephant also, from the director's perspective also, it's green, yours is red. We would have all thought one option should have been the grey color. So when she was saying that you see things very differently, I do agree that you see things very differently.